always say that this degree is great for someone who wants to go the additional layer of getting a master's or a doctorate in something else. Maybe it's psychology, maybe it's neuroscience, maybe it's counseling psychology. Where I've been starting to see a lot of psychology major graduates are in policy and nonprofit work, data and research roles, and consulting and strategy. And I think I'll be completely honest with you all. If I am thinking about majoring in this, I definitely want something that's a little bit more of a specific minor. So what I've been seeing in the last couple of years, even as a psychologist, I help students to get into graduate school, to thrive in graduate school, and to be successful in their early career as clinicians. One of the things that I've been seeing in my prospective applicants for graduate school is that when I'm working with people who are typically traditional psychology majors, but they're a specialty type of minor. And this is where I think you can get really creative as it relates to maybe some of the work that you want to do. I've seen people who are psychology majors, but maybe have a minor in business because they plan to potentially either work with a private practice or group practice, or maybe even open up their group practice in the future. Now, a lot of times people don't understand this or get the same advice, but you can be a group practice owner or manager without any type of clinical degree. So for example, if you major in psychology and you minor in business, let's say you graduate with your psychology and business degree, maybe you get additional like MBA experience in a master's program. But let's say with that, you want to start owning a practice, and owning a practice doesn't require a clinical degree. You can actually hire on different clinicians to do the clinical side of things while you do more of the business side of things. And so I think that's where you can start to position yourself in a way that you can kind of pivot in any type of role. The other thing that I've seen is that people can major in psychology or neuroscience, but maybe minor in some type of tech. And maybe that's related to AI. Maybe it's related to computer science. Maybe it's related to data analytics. Maybe it's related to something of the technology in terms of where the field is going. And again, this is where I see people really profit and make a lot of money, in that maybe their major is psychology, but their minor is in tech. And so after college, they create, or they partner with someone to create a mental health app. And so again, they're not doing the clinical side where they need a license or they need a master's or a doctoral program, but they're partnering with someone that can create an app that can maybe bridge the technology and the mental health side together. And maybe that is what they do for their career. So I think there are avenues to this where you can be really, really creative. The biggest encouragement and advice that I would give to psychology students is, what is your minor? What is your side hustle? What is the way that you're going to pivot? And so maybe it's not going to be clinical, but maybe it's going to be more of the business. Maybe it's going to be more of the tech. Maybe it's going to be more of the ownership and the management. And so if you can kind of position yourself to where you can navigate all of these different nuances of how the field is ever changing and evolving, then I think you can put yourself in the best position to where if you want to go back in 30 years later to get your master's or your doctoral degree, you could, because you've already done the prerequisite classes of having a psychology major. Or if you wanted to pivot into tech or management or business or consulting, you also have the skill sets with that minor as well. So you should definitely consider all possibilities with that. And that's part of what I do as a psychologist, but also as a coach in helping students to go into the right program, to go into the right major, and to pursue the career that they're wanting to pursue. If you have not already, please like and share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And hopefully I will see you all in the next video.